Hello, Stampin' Friends. I have got out just a few of some retired stamp sets that I used a couple of weeks ago in a little class that I attended called CardPlay with 5 wonderful Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and how they went through and tried to showcase some of the new stamps in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, the 2024-2025 Stampin' Up! Catalog. So anyways, since I didn't have all of the stamp sets they used, I gathered up this stuff of mine, and we're going to kind of go through some of the stamps that I created using their samples. Now, there were a few that they used that I did have: Country Birdhouse, Country Flowers, and Unbounded Love. So we'll be looking at those near the end of my little video here. But let's get started. I'm going to try to show you the catalog, the stamp set they used, then their sample, and then what I created with my retired stamp sets. So give me a minute here and I'll try and get a little bit organized from this mess, and we'll go through it pretty quickly. See you in a minute. All right, I'm back and I think we're ready to go. I want to first start off with showing you the stamp sets that the demonstrators were trying to showcase from the May 2024 to the April 2025 catalog for Stampin' Up! The first one was called Adventurous Skies. And let me get this up here closer where you can see this stamp set right here is the one that they wanted to use. So that's what they were going to use for the first sample. Let me show you their first sample. I have taken, they had a little PDF, so I've kind of taken, let's see if I can get this closer for you. And I kind of just cut out their sample from here. So here it was, You're the Best, and this was the sample for their card. I used, instead of the Adventurous Sky, I used Guy Greetings and, of course, Gorgeous Grunge to make, let me set those to the side, to make this card here, to a classic. And it flips up. It's kind of a fun fold, flips over, and happy birthday. Now, I don't remember which designer series paper this is, but when I finally get around to doing the actual videos where I show how to make these cards, I'll figure it out for you. But this, of course, was the splattering for the Gorgeous Grunge. And then I did have to fussy cut, which I do not like to do, but did have to fussy cut out the car from Guy Greetings. Okay, that's number one. Let's move these to the side. The next one, also from Adventurous Sky, was this right here. This is the one they had made, and it's another fun fold. So I did not have anything that was kind of wide like that plain. So instead, I went for something totally different. I used Fall Fest here, and Best of Halloween, and then also Wacky Wishes. So those were the old retired stamp sets that I used. And I created this card here. Let's see if I can get it in there for you like this. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute how they look? And then you can see this is what it looks like when it stands up on its side. So I used the pumpkins, and since I made it kind of Halloween-y, I added the little jack-o'-lantern smile there. And then Trick or Treat on the front. And then I added to the back Happy Halloween, so that I had some place to write a little note or to sign the card or whatever. So, and of course, this is easily mailed because this will fit flat like that into an A2 card or envelope. And so cute. Love it. Loved how it turned out. Even though I didn't have one stamp set that was big enough to go across it, I thought, use your brain, Trina. Use 3 separate little ones in this way. Now, if you wanted to make this more of an autumn card, that would be easy. Just not put the jack-o'-lantern face on it and use a different saying in the front and the back. Okay, let's put this one to the side. The next one up is going to be Round We Go. And that stamp set was, let me get to it here in the catalog real quick. Nothing that was real quick for me. And I want to show you, this is it right there, over here to the left, Round We Go. And so that's the one that the gal used to make her samples. And of course, I do not have Round We Go, but what I did have is something close to it. Here is her sample card right here. And what I had was the old mixed bunch. You guys remember these? And this, of course, has a coordinating punch. I didn't have to use that punch this time, but this is the card that I made with it. Let me move this kind of over to the side too. And what I did with it was basically took and stamped this pattern several times to give it that same look as she had on her sample here. Cut it, embossed it using, I think it was the square lattice embossing folder, and then also too stamped Just for You, and I got that out of the Charming Sentiments stamp set. I don't know if this one might still be available. So, but I love this stamp set. It has wonderful sayings on it. So I'm going to put that over to the side here. Here's my 2 cards. And this is another little easy fun fold. The Just for You and the circle there is holding it down. And then I just added, I didn't like how this looked because I didn't like the back of my designer series paper so much. So I added another piece there, stamped it, the same with this, stamped it and added some extra pieces there. But yeah, just another cute little fun fold then for this to go right underneath the Just for You. There we go. Okay, there's that one. Now, she still did another one with Round You Go. And this was her card, which she used. This is your day. Very cute. Love it. But I didn't have anything like it. So instead, I went with the Daisy Lane. Daisy Lane here, that old stamp set. And it, of course, has coordinating punches, which I used. Move these to the side. And this is the card then that I created with it, using my Daisy Lane, Smile. I think Smile might have come from Charming Sentiments again too. I'm not quite sure which one that came from. Oh no, it was right in Daisy Lane, sorry. Right inside Daisy Lane, right there. So this was her card, this is mine. And just very simple. This one, you just open it up and I added a little bit more to the inside, but it was a fun card to make. Okay, one more down. We're getting there. It's going to take a while, I hate to say, but we're finally getting there. The next one up is, of course, they were using Loveliest Tree. Now, Loveliest Tree to me is so close to our old Lovely as a Tree and plus Rooted in Nature. So here is Loveliest Tree from the annual catalog right there. I used Rooted in Nature because it is so close that you can barely tell the difference. And also, if you still have Lovely as a Tree, it's also very close too. But I like Rooted in Nature because it was a bigger tree. So that worked out fine. But here was her card that she made using the, what did I call it? Loveliest Tree. And that's the dies that go with it to give it a different kind of look. Let me hold that up there a little closer for you. So instead, I used the Rooted in Nature. And this is the card that I made. It's another little fun fold where she has this little thing here to the side to clip it in. Cute, cute. And then just slide it back underneath there if I can do that. And there you go. Thinking of You. Not quite sure where I got that from, but we'll figure it out later. So there it is, Rooted in Nature and that card. Okay. Next one up is another one that was rooted. I used Rooted in Nature. This one, she did a great job with her designer series paper because she cut it in half and used the back side of it. Looked really nice. I did not like the back side of mine, so I just made it one full piece and then just stamped it in. I think that's Mossy Meadow or something. And then made the inside It's Your Day. So that one's down. The next one is Wildflower Designs. And that is a little bit different than some of the others that we've looked at. Let me see if I can find it here in my catalog. In my Stampin' Up! Catalog. Oh, it doesn't want to, here we go. Didn't want to help me. Okay, so there it is, Wildflower Designs. I don't know about you. I love the sayings in here, but the last thing I need is more flowers. So basically, what I was looking at was more the dies that went with it. So I used instead, I think I used Countryside Corners. Here was her card. Let me show you her card. Oops. Thanks. Thank you. And this is kind of a cutout. I love this fun fold. I will be doing more of this. The stamps, though, that I used in this, since I did stamp a little bit, I used Butterfly Gala. And also to the other Butterfly Basics. You saw it before. So, and this also has a punch. I don't think I used that for it. But then I also used the Countryside Corners, the die in this. Let me just quickly show you that. Those are the dies. So that's the dies that I used for the cutout on this. And let me show you how that works. It's really cool. So this just kind of pulls out like that. Unfold, opening it, and there we go. Pretty neat. I love that. I'll be making more cards with this. That's a fun one to do. So there you go. Next one up is also Wildflower Designs, but I did something totally different. Here was her sample, just a simple card, and she's just taking a blender brush, or rather blends, and scribbling. So I kind of did the same thing, but I used here the Honeybee stamp set. And the reason that I use that is, well, of course, you know, you see yellow and black, and the first thing I think of is honeybees. But also because I still had these cutouts left over in my stash. So I kind of just did the same thing she did, just used my leftovers that I had already cut out, which made it easy. And then I used the double oval punch, which is this one right here, to cut that out, because this one went together fast since I just pulled out all my old scraps of stuff that I had already done, and I didn't do anything on the inside yet with that. So there we go, using Honeybee. Next one up was this one right here, and it is Unbounded Love. Excuse me. And this was her card that she made. I happen to have that Favored Flowers designer series paper still on my desk. So that's what I used for it. And also too, this is the Unbounded Love. I think we saw that earlier. Stamp set. It is current, and I do like it, and I like the dies that go with it. So there it is. And so I just made it kind of faith, and then on the inside did the same thing, is being sure of what we cannot see. So I love the sayings that are in this Unbounded Love. I really do like that. So there's that card right there. Now I think I also used the dies that went with it. And so here are some of the dies that go with that Unbounded Love. And I really enjoyed using those. So I'll put this to the side. Next one up, and we're going to use the Spotlight on Nature, is the stamp set. Let me find that here. Oh, there was the Unbounded Love again. Where's my Spotlight on Nature? Let's see if I can find that one. Sorry, got off a little bit. Here we go. Spotlight on Nature. And so it's this stamp here that she used. Once again, love it, don't need it. So I did not have the dies that go on this, but I tried to use something that was similar anyways, which happened to be, let me see it here. I think they were the Everyday Details dies. So let me move this out of the way. Here's the Everyday Detail dies that I believe that I used for that. And they're still available, I think, online. So this was her card that she created with that. And she was basically just showing the designer series paper that we have, as that was the background for it. And then she just stamped on it and then just used the dies for this. So I kind of went through my stash and found some old Watercolor Wonder DSP and did the same thing. Kind of used it for a background, just stamped with it, kept this one very, very simple. I don't know if I've even, same with the inside, just something very simple. Great. And now the next one up, I really had fun with this one. This was her sample. And, you know, here we go again, flowers. We all have plenty of flowers. And so I thought, don't want to do flowers. So usually my next step is I go to butterflies, but we've already used a lot of butterflies, and I'm not stepping out of my comfort zone using butterflies. So I said, think about something else. So guess what I did? I pulled out my old Dress to Impress and the card that I created with this, and I did have fun with it because it was something I hadn't done in such a long time, is this card right here with the cute little shoes. I used the Everyday Details die again to create all the borders and such, using my blends. And then on the inside, life is short, buy the shoes. Gotta love that. So this was a fun card to make. I really enjoyed doing that. And using Dress to Impress is something totally different from flowers and butterflies. Okay, moving right along. The next one is going to be Labeled Love, I believe. And Labeled Love is, oh, it's a very nice stamp set. I mean, don't get me wrong. But it's not anything that I really felt the need to have. Once again, butterflies, cute little presents. You know, it's a nice set, but don't we all have something that's similar? So let me find it. And the gal, this was her card to begin with. Beautiful card. And I have to admit, I used the butterfly because I just could not do it. And this is the card I created. Now, I used the Butterfly Basics for my butterfly. I think that's the butterfly that I used. I'm not quite sure. Or it was the punch. I can't remember. But anyways, Layering Leaves was the sentiment I used. So happy to celebrate you. And then this old one, Simply Sketched. And I love that right there. So that's what I used to create this little bit right here. And then once again, I believe I used Everyday, whatever that was, Everyday Detail dies, I think, to give that. Or it might have been the Stitch Shapes. Could have very well been Stitched Shapes that I used. Well, I'll figure all that out later when we get to it. I haven't done anything with the inside yet. But anyways, that's cute. Really liked making that. It was fun. I love the color combination. Next up, boy, we're whipping right through these. Next up, this is something, and it's a nice, she really was showing this designer series paper, which is not me in the least. I mean, at all. That is not my thing to begin with as far as the color combos and everything else. So, and she was also showing the punch that went with that. And you can get it in the die, or I think it might even come in a punch, I'm not sure. But instead, this is what I created with it. In fact, I used the old Countryside Inn paper that I still had, and used the old, believe it or not, Apothecary Accents. That's an old one, and I used that die right there to create all this. And so as where she kind of did them this direction and put her happy birthday down here, I kind of did it the exact opposite way. I kind of did my labels this way, added a few labels because I thought it looked a little bit better, and then did my thanks and put some stuff there. So that's the card that I made using this as my sample. And last, but certainly not at least, oh, and the thanks came from this Biggest Wish stamp set, which is an older one too. Last but not least, on the ones that I created on my own, using their samples, this was the card that she had made using that paper that I said really didn't do much for me. It's just not my style. So once again, I thought, okay, I can do the butterflies, kind of like what she has used here. But don't use butterflies, use something different. So this is another cute fun fold. This is what I ended up with. And I used the old Unforgettable. You guys remember that one? That thing is ancient. And then the So Hoppy Together stamp set. Those, it was fun. So here's my card. This is how it opens up. Whoops. And there we go. It's got that little, I don't know if I can show it to you quite right, where those little tabs go in and out like that. And so I made it into a happy birthday. Sorry, I forgot. I'm always needing belated birthday cards. And then you open it up, and then it's got my little frogs and stuff. I had so much fun with this one. And there we go. And that's the last of them as far as using old retired stamp sets. Now, I did fall in love, I have to admit, every once in a while I do have to get some new stamp sets, is the Country Flowers and the Country Birdhouse. So the gals really did a good job, and I'm just going to quickly show you the cards that they made using these two stamp sets along with Unbounded Love. And we're just going to go through these kind of quick. That is just darling. I went ahead and got that set because I'm not a bird person. And so I thought, okay, I need some birds. So this is just a cute little card. Nothing fancy. There we go. Really using that. Okay, next one up. Another fun fold. Sorry. There we go. Quick. This thing holds it closed like that. And I'm not going to mess with that right now, so you get the idea. Next one up. Another little, very simple fun fold. This one opens like that. We'll go into detail. I'll do videos showing this one. This is a fun fold too, that it is kind of fun because it just kind of opens this way. So you still have it like that. Move some of these over so you can see the next one. Very simple card using an embossing folder and just more of the dies that goes with that. Another happy birthday. Belated happy birthday. Another cute one using the country flowers, I think. And just using some of the designer series paper. The birdhouse again. Whoops. Really cute. Great idea. And then you open it like that and the bird stays over there. And this one I really like because of its simplicity. Once again, using an embossing folder, just an old one that I had. Happy birthday, using the designer series paper to kind of make the card itself. And then you'll just open it regular. And I think that might be it. That's all of them. So anyways, these were the ones using the new stamp sets. And even though I love using my retired sets, sometimes it's just fun to get a new stamp set and to use it. And that's my goal, to use the designer series paper in this suite, use the stamp sets, and actually have fun creating something a little bit new. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my retired stamp sets and how I use them using their samples, even though I'm not using the new stamp sets from the catalog. Your old ones still work great and they're fun to pull out and to say, this is the reason I bought them. I'm actually using them now. It is fun. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for my next videos where I actually show you how I created some of those cards. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.